breaching your data. We have an exclusive story from Israel on why Israel is suddenly sounding alarm on Chinese EVs. That and more coming up. Here are the headlines. India's biggest judicial scandal, 131 days since burnt cash was recovered from his residence. There is still no FIR on Yashwant Verma, the judge. Parliament adjourned for a third consecutive day after opposition creates a ruckus over electoral roll revision in Bihar. Deadlock, protests continue. Israeli Defense Ministry flags Chinese EV manufacturing firm BYD, suggests vehicles are being used, could be used for espionage. And it's a Republic super exclusive. Andhra Pradesh Deputy Chief Minister Pawan Kalyan unfiltered on the language controversy, Operation Sindoor, and also a hint on the role he could play in the upcoming Tamil Nadu elections. For many years, ladies and gentlemen, here in India, we have been wary of Chinese technology, Chinese tech firms, especially, and the threat to national security. Tonight on This Is Exclusive, we have a story of country after country taking steps to shield themselves from Chinese spying tactics. Recently, the Israeli Ministry of Defense has decided to suspend the supply of Chinese electric vehicles, especially from firms like BYD, to IDF officers, defense officers of the Israel Armed Forces. Now, according to reports in the Israeli media, this was reportedly due to concerns over data collection via embedded communication systems and sensors. Israel's move, and let me show you the graphics while I speak over it. Israel's move coming after numerous warnings from Israeli cybersecurity experts who have said that Chinese vehicles could be used as tools for espionage, saying that these cars are sending signals back to China from Israel. And many top Israeli security agencies, officers have warned of potential security concerns over the use of EVs that are manufactured by firms like BYD and other Chinese makers. Israeli government also believing that there is a possibility that Chinese vehicles are collecting sensitive data, transmitting it to China via advanced telecommunication and sensor systems in these vehicles that they manufacture and sell. And Israelis are not the only ones. United States probing BYD. UK, Australia looking at it very closely. We spoke to a top security expert in Israel who has also served in the IDF and confirmed some of these reports. On this edition of This Is Exclusive, we have a special guest joining us on the broadcast. His name is Dr. Harel Menashri, one of the founders of the Shin Bet Cyber Division, presently serving as the head of cyber at the Holon Institute of Technology. He's also a lecturer at the Faculty of Health Sciences at Tel Aviv University and also a research fellow at the International Institute for Counterterrorism. So he has all the details of the threat that some of these Chinese automobile firms pose. Now, point number one, there was a recent report, Dr. Menashri, that Israeli Defense Forces have decided to be wary/dump BYD Atto 3 electric SUV over data transmission to China fears. Now, there was another Israeli report that said China's big brother is watching how Chinese smart devices are spying inside Israel, and it also spoke about IDF lieutenant colonels deciding that they will no longer be driving around in electric BYD auto cars. Now, I want to first understand from you, how real is this threat? I know you're in the middle of a war with many countries, but in the middle of the war, how critical does this input become for Israel?
It's not only for Israel, it's for all the world, in fact, because the Chinese have very wise and sophisticated plans to collect and gather information all over the world, all the time, every day, every hour, in fact. And if you check, you can see that every technology, every Chinese technology that have the ability to connect, it's connect to a governmental server in China and send your data to there, to China. It's in cell phones, it's in communication infrastructures, and in everything, in fact.
Yeah.
So when we are talking about electrical vehicles, it's you can equate to cell phone on wheels.
Yeah.
It's a computer with wheels with many sensors. For example, we know that many Chinese cars have more than 5 cameras for the way. It's a circle camera in a very good resolution. Some of them are with 12 cameras. They have a LiDAR sensor with 120 degrees scenes in the front of the vehicle.
Correct.
And they can, in some premium cars, you can find even 3 LiDAR units. And some of them have even millimetric radars with very good resolution in 4 dimensions. And they can mapping all the environment and more cameras for security, for short range. Also, we know that many of them have sonic sensors to hear the voice inside and outside the vehicle, and even biometric sensors that can see and find who is the driver. So if we know this, and we know that the vehicle is already all the time try to connect, and even when you are talking about BYD, one of the commercial here in Israel says that when you, the driver, go to sleep, the vehicle is download the updates, and you can sleep very nice, and the vehicle has uploads by automatically. It's exactly like some burglar, thief will tell you when you go to sleep, put the key to your door outside, and we will use it to break into your home and take everything you have. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So, and not only this, we know that today most of those electric cars, Chinese car, have a communication that made by Huawei. Huawei is one of the banned list in the United States and other Western countries.
Yeah.
They use today the DeepSeek AI technology.
Correct.
That we are we have more than suspicions that it's gather information from the technologies that you use and send it to Chinese authorities. Chinese need the information, they need it.
Correct.
And they gather it and take it. So you have to decide if you want to give them the information or not. And for example, when we are talking about Israel, I put India in the side for only for a minute.
Yeah.
But in Israel, I tell all the time my colleagues, China is very important country. We need to work with Chinese. We need to do business with Chinese because they manufacture almost everything.
Yeah.
And China is really an important country. But we need to see and watch and decide where to put our eggs, when to, how to do the deals with it,
Yeah.
because the Chinese have their own interests.
Yeah.
They are not, they don't have the Israeli interest. And of course, when we are talking about India, and we see what happened between India and Pakistan and
Yes.
how Chinese armed the Pakistani Air Force and other Pakistani military units.
Correct.
They have their own interest, and I know that many years China and India have some border issue,
Yes.
and sometimes there are battles between China and India.
As well. Correct.
China have their own interests, so you have to decide if to use this technology. The Chinese electric vehicles are very sophisticated, they are very smart, they are very, very good, I can tell you. They have a lot of technology and, how do you say, I told you before that I didn't learn English, so I missed many words, but
That's okay. Yeah.
when I see the facilities, I
Yeah.
can say that they are in the state of the art
Yeah.
of the technology.
And not just that, even America and the US Homeland Security has now begun an investigation into BYD. As recently as in May, the security document, which we have an access to, where questions are asked to the BYD team, the details of which we are bringing to you now, has sparked serious concerns over Chinese electric vehicle manufacturer. The internal letter addressed directly to BYD from the US Homeland Security has exposed what they describe as irresponsible handling of data. Now, according to this document, DHS investigators have identified rogue communication devices embedded within certain Chinese manufactured EV components, sparking fears of covert surveillance or exploitation avenues. So the story certainly is moving fast and gaining momentum. And now to someone who's creating political waves not just in Andhra Pradesh, but across India. He's an actor. He's also the Deputy Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh. Pawan Kalyan doesn't pull his punches. And when he spoke to Republic TV, he spoke about different issues. He's an ally of the BJP, and in an exclusive conversation with Republic, he opened up like never before, where he calls for a complete rethink on how our textbooks are structured, what we teach the next generation. He's candid, unapologetic. He spoke to Republic TV's Aneri.
Joining us right now is actor turned politician and now the Andhra Pradesh Deputy Chief Minister Pawan Kalyan with us. Sir, thank you so much for your time and speaking to us on Republic TV. Many raised questions, many of them have been raising this question that the ceasefire which was announced shouldn't have been announced, especially by Donald Trump. Why did he come out and announce the ceasefire, whereas what was the Indian government doing is what the questions are being raised. What do you say?
Definitely, when a war is happening, the major countries, major superpowers will take an interest in it and they have a say in it. To what extent they will monitor, because it is going to affect the world. Two powerful, one powerful nation and one nation so-called assuming that they're having a nuclear weapons. What if they do some? Because that is fundamentally it might create a danger for the entire globe. So the concerns will be there. They'll be monitoring it, and definitely no one wants to escalate a war situation. But someone without without the knowledge, if some president of America, if he announces what it has got to do with Modi ji, what it has got to do with the government of India, and still the very clear-cut idea is it is. Operation Sindoor is an ongoing operation. As long as the terrorism continues, Operation Sindoor is on. That's what. We have achieved our targets, we had achieved our objectives. Whatever the damage had to be done, it had been done. And it is very clear cut. And right from Ajit Dovalji, everyone is saying You show us a very simple example, simple photograph where they had done damage to us. If they can't claim it mere by basing on the other governments, opposition is talking, I feel it is quite ridiculous.
Right. So we see that there is a massive uproar that has been going on in Parliament. Just on the day one of the Parliament, we see that the Vice President of India, Jagdeep Dhankar, has resigned citing health issues, whereas we see that opposition party, especially the Congress, has been raising this question that what made him resign, that too on the day of the Parliament session or the monsoon session that began. What do you have to say?
We all know that Dhankarji went into Lohia hospital complaining of chest pain. I met him personally. He's a very warm person. He's a great intellect, a legal luminary. He's a man of great integrated intellect, and we need his services. But when health is not permitting him, when he offered to resign, I think where is the need to make this kind of melodrama? And what is the objective? And I don't see, I'm not seeing any other, the kind of reasons what they're trying to portray. I'm not saying it is a simple, I understand his health is not in a good condition, he offered resignation. That's how we look at it.
So there's no need of politics is what you say?
Where is the need to politicalize, to yield a political dividend out of every situation? It becomes too dull and boring.
Right. So talking about the elections coming up, which are in Tamil Nadu 2026, where we will be seeing that you will be one of the star campaigners, especially for the BJP and the alliance that the BJP has announced in Tamil Nadu. How do you read the situation there? I
campaign for NDA because that's a part, being a NDA alliance partner. Definitely that's our fundamental responsibility. To campaign for our partners. Even I had done this for Maharashtra, especially in Vidarbha and more or less main core areas, including Pune. So in the same manner, I went to Tamil Nadu. That is more than political. It went for an occasion, a religious occasion, which when I speak quite openly. I say whatever I want to say, I say it in a very firm manner and solid manner. I think that created certain buzz there. I don't know about future whether I would be campaigning there or not. That part we haven't discussed. So till as on now, One Nation, One Election had lent I went and extended my support, and of course for Murugan Manadu I went and supported. I participated in it. If the elections had come, if they are coming. If elections are about to come and whatever is needed from my side, if the leadership needs it, definitely I'll look into it.
Do you think with the ADMK and BJP going in alliance in Tamil Nadu, will it be a smooth move for BJP and will they be able to make it in power? Because DMK seems to be very strong there.
Because if you look at in the last...
Okay, we have a big breaking news update now coming into our newsrooms. We've had to cut out of that interview because we've accessed show cause notices. Back-to-back show cause notices being issued to Air India from the DGCA. DGCA has issued multiple notices, at least 5 notices issued to Air India from the initial details that we have picked up in the last few minutes. DGCA has issued 5 notices on different issues. Discrepancies have been found in flight operations, crew management by DGCA regarding Air India. Air India has been asked to respond in 15 days to all these show cause notices. We've accessed all the 5 show cause notices. It's a Republic TV exclusive. On the show, we have all the 5 show cause notices. So I'm going to go over the show cause notices one by one. The first show cause notice dated 23rd of July. And Shavan is with me right now. Let me go across to him. Shavan, take us to these show cause notices. Is it over one incident? Back-to-back incidents?
Well, in fact, there are 5 notices that have been issued. We'll try and also go across to Harsha, our aviation correspondent, getting us the details of the DGCA notice. But this is what we know. All these notices have been issued a short while back. They're all dated 23rd of July. The first that we have is with regards to the violations that have taken place. just about a few days ago. In fact, they have made a mention of the flight operations that have taken place between on 10th and 11th of April too, with a lapsed competency card. Thereafter, there was another flight on the 16th of May that they are talking about. All of it, remember, they are saying there is a violation under the CAR Section 7, under which they have given time to Air India to respond in the next 15 days. Then there is a weekly violation report that has also come in which they once again made a note of the fact that Air India has essentially been asked to respond to weekly rest violation. They've also named the pilots, the crew members, where we are given to understand that there has been a weekly rest violation, and these violations have been dated 24th of June and 13th of June. That's the second DGCA notice. The third DGCA notice is also once again pertaining to the weekly rest violation, is what we are being told. In fact, they are saying and I'm taking it from this notice. Despite repeated warning and enforcement action of non-compliance in the past, systemic issues related to compliance, monitoring, crew planning and training, governance remains completely unresolved. Now, this is what the DGCA has to say. I'm told that our aviation correspondent Harsha is getting us the latest details. Harsha, you've got us the DGCA notices. These notices have just been issued. First, with regards to what are the violations that they have spotted, what is it that you're picking up in terms of the timeline that has been given to Air India to respond to these notices? If you could elaborate a little bit more as far as these notices are concerned.
So, Shawan, with you, the exclusive show cause notices document are there. The DGCA has issued today only to Air India. And you see the timing of this document and show causes notice issued to Air India because, Shawan, today only the emergency meeting was called. Government summoned, Minister of Civil Aviation summoned DGCA DG and Air India CEO Campbell Wilson to appear in front of the Secretary of Civil Aviation at 7 o'clock. And in the evening only, these show cause notices have been issued to Air India because DGCA also knows that there were several operational management and crew discrepancies which was found during the spot checks by DGCA when they went to the Vatika office of Air India. The crew members were following roster duty on their own. In fact, there were discrepancies found in the training schedule of the pilots as well. There has to be a set timeline when the pilots have to go for training, and after the training gets completed, then only they're allowed to fly Airbus or the Boeing. There has to be a particular timing which has to be followed. There were several pilots who have not even completed their timing and hours of the training. So operational and management discrepancies were high in Air India and Vatika office when the operational set was checked by DGCA. When the entire round of the Vatika office was taken, there were several rounds of talk with DGCA had with the pilot and the crew member, and DGCA got to know at that time. But DGCA did issue the show cause notice on the day of the checking. DGCA has
Harsha, I'll just request you to stay on because I've just got a printout of the show cause notices that I'm holding right now that our aviation correspondent Harsha has got. Now, the first details that we have got is the show cause notice that have been issued with regards to Air India flight number 126, 188, 190 and 191. All of it operated between April and May. There have been multiple violations that have been cited. And now, important to point out, in this particular show cause notice, they are clearly saying that there has been a serious breach of regulatory requirements and raises concerns about the safety management and operational oversight within your organization. This is what DGCA has to tell Air India with regards to the cabin crew for ultra long range flights. These are long range flights where they say there have been violations under the CAR. This is with regards to the rest time that each of the pilots and crew members have, and this is what the DGCA says. Despite repeated warning and enforcement action of non-compliance in the past, systemic issues related to compliance, monitoring, crew planning and training governance remains unresolved. The recurrence of such violations suggests a failure to establish and enforce effective control mechanisms. Now, similarly, this is the third show cause notice that we have accessed. In this, once again, clearly they're making a mention of the fact that there have been deficiencies in the scheduling protocols as well as recency tracking and training oversight.
Shawan, we'll leave it at that for now. We have to take a short break. Thank you for joining us with those details. Shawan and Harsha, story broken by Republic TV. We will put out all the details in the next few minutes as well. Stay tuned.